Hello, 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 everybody. Welcome to the Kathy J Show. I'm your host, Kathy J. Thank you for hanging out with me. I love all of you for tuning in each day here with me and my staff. Thank you very much. I also love you for subscribing to the YouTube channel. We're getting more subscriptions every day. I love it. Thank you for all of your conversations on social media and for going to our website, kathyjshow.com. Every click matters. So thank you very much, everybody. So here's the thing. Today on this show, I'm very excited because my guest has a very special gift that she's going to share with all of us today. She can communicate with those who have passed and so much more, everybody. Please welcome to the show, psychic medium and intuitive healer, Jan Katayama. Yay, Jan, thanks for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Of course, I'm so excited. You were one of the first shows. I was like, we're going to get her on. She's going to be on the show one day. All right, so tell us a little bit about you.
I was blessed with great family, and I come from a line of ministers,
Yes.
United Methodist ministers. My dad was a United Methodist minister, 3-4 uncles, United Methodist ministers, and as well as my mother was also a preacher's kid.
Okay,
so
okay.
I have grandparents who were United Methodist ministers. Obviously, she was a nurse back in the day, and that's my father, who is my inspiration. And upon his death is really when I got into learning more about the other side. I used to, this is my sister who is my inspiration. She believes that her spirit guides are Mickey Mouse, so she helps give me laughter and love, and she'll.
That's awesome.
And this is my partner of 35 years, and he is a psychologist who also does a lot of spirited work, mainly more with sound healing.
Awesome.
And with gemstones.
Awesome.
But he's also a psychologist.
Did you meet because both of you were healers? Were you at an event together?
No, we met in a nursing home.
Okay. Yes, we're going to get to your nursing home work. We're going to get to that.
We met in a nursing home, but and then down the road, we both got connected.
I love that. So you say that, so your mother, your father, your mother's parents, so you say that death and dying are your passion.
They are.
No one says that, Jan, just so you know.
When I was talking to Kathie originally, I said I knew when I was 5 years old it was going to be my passion.
How?
And a person in the church passed away, and I wanted to go see the body. And I said to my dad, so what happens to the body? He said, Jan, that's why we live in order to die. And I looked at him, because I was 5 years old. I looked at him going, what are you talking about? And he said, Jan, that's really what it's all about. This is our learning playground down here, the earth plane.
The earth is our playground.
And so for years, just enamored, always had older people in my life that were wonderful, and then became a social worker and ended up mainly working.
So death never scared you then, because your father explained it on a different spiritual level of reincarnation in our bodies and that kind of thing.
Thank God his parents were Buddhists.
Okay. And he became a Methodist minister.
He became a Methodist minister, and his brother, in order for them to learn English.
Oh, okay.
His parents took him to United Methodist Church.
Okay, so and it kind of stuck in a different way. Okay.
But he was bigger in his picture.
Yes, I get that. I understand what you're saying. Okay, so when we come back, everybody, we're going to talk to Jan about her gifts, as well as you heard her mention it, how she got into the nursing homes. We'll be back. Ramos Law is an official partner of the Kathy J Show. He's a medical doctor and a lawyer. Ramos Law, what makes us different makes us better. Welcome back to the Kathy J Show, everybody. So joining me today is psychic medium and intuitive healer, Jan Katayama. Thank you for being here, Jan.
Thank you.
We have to give a shout out to June, our friend. We hope you're feeling better. So before the break, we learned about your gift, but I want to know more about it. Your gift is you see all types of spirits. What do you hear them? What is your gift?
Number one, I don't think it's a gift.
Okay.
Okay. I think
love it.
Most people could do it. if they had the time and the space.
You're crazy.
To do it.
You're crazy. No, nobody's got time for that. I'd be there for 4 weeks and I wouldn't hear anything.
And so, but my first way of knowing is knowing.
Okay.
Always has been.
You mean like you automatically just feel something's in the room with you?
I automatically feel what I need to do or what I need to maneuver.
Okay.
Okay. And then after my dad passed, I went to mediums and started trying to tune in more.
Okay.
And that's when I got the hearing, like I actually hear people's voices.
People talk to you.
And then the third way is seeing things. And I learned that by sitting with a child who was probably 10, who had no filters.
Yeah,
like
right.
we do.
Right. No ego.
No ego. And said, no, Jan, you're wrong. Look harder. And I'm like, oh, okay, I'll look harder. So so I think different senses come in different ways, and I think we all get it different ways.
So it's kind of, is it a muscle that you have to practice, that you have to use?
I think it's a muscle you have to practice. I'm been blessed.
Yeah.
You know, that I don't, you know, when I hear somebody telling me to take a right, and I know that's going to be faster to take the left,
Yes.
I take the right, and usually it's for a purpose.
Okay, so thank you for saying that. So would you call that intuition?
Uh-huh.
Okay, and so intuition is no different than guides?
Yeah, I think our guides help us if we're open to them.
Okay.
Guides, angels, you know, there's a lot.
There's a lot of different terms of love, yes.
Yes. Ancestors,
Yeah.
I think help us too.
I think people really want to believe their ancestors stay with them and turn into their guides. Absolutely.
Yeah.
But you say there's guides that could be there from other lives.
I think there's guides from other lives. I think certain guides come in according to what we're doing.
Uh-huh.
Like if I just call them my team, I don't care.
I love that you call them your team.
Yeah.
Right. Whoever's coming in, come with joy and love and light, and let's get the work done. Is that kind of how you handle things?
Absolutely.
That's awesome.
And I think we're spirits living a human condition, so I have my own stuff too.
Yes.
Okay, that I need to learn and need to grow. And so, you know, obviously I don't want to be in the ethers, you know, like when I'm doing readings, when I'm driving a car.
Oh, yeah, no, please.
Okay, so, you know, you have to get back into your body to actually.
There's times
drive
when
the
you
car.
when you need to channel and you open up, and then you can shut it down to be safely on the road with the rest of us. Thank you for that. Because that's the last thing I want is some lady pulling up next to me going, "Hey, your dad wants to talk to you. He's in the car right now." You're like, "What are you saying?" So I want to talk about intuition right now for everyone at home. What can you tell them about listening to that?
I think that if any people have kids, you always call it your mother's intuition, right?
Yes.
Always call it your mother's intuition. That is your soul and your spirit speaking.
Plain and simple?
Plain and simple. When you talk about psychics, you know, psychic means of the soul.
Okay.
So the more I'm in my soul and in my power,
Right.
then the more I can be connected with my guides and be totally aligned with whatever comes through.
What's the difference between a psychic and a medium?
The mediumship is talking to people from the other side.
Okay.
So people who have passed.
Okay.
Talking to people from the other side. The psychic part is, for example, you know, what should I do with my life?
Yes, that part, which so many people love to go to the psychic for that. Yes, right. Okay.
And I don't believe it's fortune telling.
Yes.
I always see, my guides always show me, it's like my guides would be talking to your guides.
Yes, and higher power, they're all up there having a conversation. All right, when we come back, everybody, fascinating stuff, Jan. Thank you. When we come back, everybody, Jan's going to tell you what she tells the doubters in her world, and also the pandemic and how it deals with social work. We'll be right back. Kathie J. Oakwood Homes is an official partner of the Kathie J Show. Oakwood Homes, building happiness. Kathie J. Welcome back to the Kathie J Show. This half hour, I am so honored to have with us Jan Katayama. She is joining us. She's a psychic medium and intuitive healer, and she's also a social worker, everybody. So explain how your work helps with your job.
I think my work has helped a lot with my job over the years. I don't think at some points in times, don't know if I actually knew that my intuitive side was helping.
Okay.
I do a lot of, I've been in the nursing home industry for almost 48 years.
So it's social working with geriatric patients.
Geriatric, mentally ill, those who suffer from a traumatic brain injury, and dementia.
I would think that your gift comes in handy every day with every patient.
Absolutely, and with the staff that work there.
Yeah, absolutely, because they're pretty stressed. They want to know that Jan's telling them there's a rainbow on the other side. I totally get that. It has to be doom and gloom in a nursing home.
It's doom and gloom, and part of it is trying to get people to get out their own way, so we stay really focused on what we're doing rather than all the political.
Oh, yeah. Get all that. So do you have people that are, I mean, they're concerned about dying, right?
Oh, yeah. You see a lot of people who are fearful about dying, that they don't actually know what the other side is like. People who have no faith, if you will.
Yes, or didn't have it, yes.
Or didn't grow up with it. Or people who just think when you die, that's it. You're just gone.
Right.
You know?
And if they believe that, they believe that. That's fine. Your job then is to help them with what?
Transitioning.
Okay.
Because people are really fearful about dying, and so a lot of times you see some anxiety, and you see a lot of fear or things they want to get off their chest, maybe.
Yeah. How many nursing homes do you go to?
Right now I go to approximately 20, 25.
Wow, that's a lot. So how many patients will you see a week?
I see mainly the social worker and then the difficult people.
Yeah, which is fine, right?
Yeah.
I would be difficult all the time just so I could see you.
I always say, remember my name, because you don't want me in the nursing home.
Oh, no. Well, then never mind. I'll see you outside the nursing home. Now, this gift, you do drumming circles as well?
I do drumming circles. I haven't done them during the COVID, obviously, period, but do drumming circles, and I do them in nursing homes because it's amazing how people can connect with their soul. Even if they're demented and have Alzheimer's, they'll start chanting with me while they're drumming.
Yeah.
And it's a real connectedness and a real relationship, and staff are really surprised.
I bet.
Who shows up.
I bet, yes. That's so, and the drumming, because it's kind of the rhythm, it just kind of can put you in a trance.
Yeah, it's a rhythm and it's the beat of the earth, and so it puts you in a trance.
Have you had any patients that stand out in your head that were hard cases or doubters or anything that you really ended up helping them, guide them through the end?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah?
I had one years ago when I worked in a facility, and the son actually was a physician, and but he didn't really want to be present.
Okay.
So I'm like, fine, I'll sit with her. And so she talked all about her life and what her life meant for her, and she hoped that she could pass on to her son. He's standing at the door. I'm like right with her.
Yes, right.
You know, and talking about her and all the things that she was seeing, because as people are transitioning, usually that's why they say loved ones.
I knew it. Right before my father passed, the nurse's assistant that came in looked exactly like my niece that had passed, to the point where all of us were like, this is the weirdest thing. And my dad died like 5 hours later.
Yeah.
Like, and he was saying he saw his mom, and yeah, so it does happen.
Oh, absolutely. They come to help.
To help our fear.
They come to help relieve the fear and relieve the anxiety.
Okay, so you say that there's signs that we can look for from loved ones.
Absolutely. And different loved ones give them different ways, and it's really dependent on what the person wants and what the person needs.
Now, this isn't the every time you see a penny, that's your Uncle John. Is it that kind of a thing, or is it
I think it's that kind of thing.
hearing a song?
I think when you put it on shuffle, you know, even your iPod on shuffle or whatever people are using these days, you know, when you put it on shuffle, all of a sudden the right song comes up.
Yes.
When you're thinking of a person.
It's not coincidence.
Like my dad will come through saying, I'll hear Dance with My Father again.
Wow.
You know, and
Yes.
then I know he's totally present.
So when you have doubters, like the guy in the doorway,
I love the doubters.
okay, what do you say to the doubters?
I love the doubters because I always call them, excuse me, virgins, in the spiritual sense. And I always call them virgins, and I always say to them, I love it because I hope you get something out of this. And if you don't, that's okay.
Mm-hmm. One of the biggest doubters is your mom.
My aunt.
Your aunt.
She's a preacher's kid.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
And they were identical twin sisters. And so they, obviously, I was very close with my aunt. She's still living. Mm-hmm. And so she would call every once in a while. She'd say, Jan, can you do me a favor? Sure, I can do you a favor. What is it? And she'd say, could you check on my sister, my mom? Because my mom died at a younger age, and so she's been with her over 40 years. And so part of it is, I'm like, she says, but remember, I don't believe in this.
I don't believe in this, but can you check on my sister who's been passed for
fine,
30 years?
Fine. So I'm like, okay. And so I'd say whatever my mom was saying to my aunt. And she said, but remember, I don't believe in this, but thank you so much. That makes me feel so good. You know, because obviously they were identical twins. So they were like
feels
this,
it, yes.
You know.
You know, it's amazing, though. I'm sure you hear that a lot of people that say, I don't believe in this. But what would you say? You know, like, what do you have? So I think that we all are very curious, but there is something about how we were brought up with an ego or whatever that makes us not want to believe. And that's about channeling our spirit and getting centered with our soul and everything you're saying. Did you catch all that, everybody? All right, so I could talk to you for hours, Jan. I really could, but we got to take a commercial break. When we come back, final words on hope and healing. We'll be back.
Kathie J.
The Colorado Lottery is an official partner of the Kathie J Show. Colorado Lottery, play on.
Kathie J.
Welcome back to the show, everybody. Today we've been talking with our very special guest, Jan Katayama. Thank you for being here, Jan.
Thank you.
Jan is a psychic medium as well as an intuitive healer. Jan, we were talking, or we didn't get to the pandemic. You said that the pandemic kind of reset everybody.
Yeah, and I want to be passionate and be honest because obviously I work in long-term care. So it has nothing to do with the amount of people who have passed or with how horrific it was, but from a spiritual standpoint.
Okay.
I think because we had to stay home, and many of us are on the go so much, we had to stay home. It gave us time to think about what was really important.
Yes.
And when, you know, it was written about years ago, and we needed to sort of stay connected in relationship as well as within ourselves.
Yes.
The relationship that we have with
a lot of us learned
spirit.
we didn't like ourselves. We really wanted to work on ourselves. We didn't like the people around us, which is also toxic stuff we had to work on. So it was a reset for all of us.
Yeah,
I agree.
I think it's a huge reset.
And you say by doing that, we kind of were trying to raise our vibration.
I believe that all of us, it's energy. So I believe that it really helped us reset relationships and connectedness to not just people we know, but the more I raise my vibration, the more I automatically raise other people's vibration.
When you say that, you mean it could be as simple as raising your vibration to say hi to somebody or open a door for somebody. You're now raising the vibration and the energy into a good atmosphere.
The grocery store is my perfect example.
Yeah.
You know, oh God, it looks like you've been really busy today. And they take a deep breath and they say, thank you for doing that. That made my day.
Yeah.
I'm not attached to who I help.
You just send out the vibration.
I just send out the love.
So I have a question about, since death and dying are your passion, what do you discuss when it comes to heaven, when it comes to death? Does heaven exist?
I believe that heaven exists. I don't know if it's called heaven.
Right.
But the other side, I have never, and I've been doing readings since 20 years now. I have never seen anybody have a horrible time on the other side. It's like pure bliss, if you will.
You mean when you reach them in readings and stuff, it's love that comes back from wherever they are.
They will come back and say things to the person that I obviously don't know in order to validate it's them.
I was going to ask, you must have that. People, I want to know that you can validate it. Don't just tell me that they love me and they're proud of me. I know that. Yes, come with something else.
Yeah, and so a lot of times it's, oh, you know, that piece of jewelry I left you, change it because it doesn't fit you. I mean, they give people permission to move on.
To let go of things or to move on. That is a big thing, I think, when people die, we're scared to move on. You find that? Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
Absolutely. Okay, so we don't have much time left, Jan, but it's been a pleasure having you here. And we hope to have you back for a lot more shows and so you can do more readings. Because with this, I just wanted to establish who you were and what you do, what your gifted, sorry, what you do, what your talent is. So do you have any final words on why this is important to you?
You know, when I wake up in the morning, I ask for something magical to happen and to have a surprise, so that my guides give me guidance, and that when I get angry at the person running crazy on the highway or whatever, that I just send them a lot of love.
Yeah, you are, and you're sending us all love right now. So, why not wake up and say, I hope for a surprise today, everybody. To connect with Jan and get a book or get a reading from Jan, everybody, jankatayama.com is where you can find her. Thank you.